Hello and welcome to my presentation on the Pachacucha and the Pachacucha, especially based on my ecological footprint on saltwater and freshwater. My name is Harmir Kalan and I will be talking about what I do to the environment to make it such a horrible place for animals to live in. My next slide is about contamination. So this is the difference in contamination by humans. This is a picture of freshwater when it is not contaminated by humans. On the other side, it is a picture of contamination on of saltwater and freshwater, how it looks. So these are different contaminations in the world in the oceans right now. The difference between saltwater and freshwater is that saltwater is 200 times saltier. If you put any animal that has adapted to a salty environment in a fresh water, it may or not adapt. Saltwater has also a lower freezing point than water. For example, if fresh water freezes at 0, then the salt water will freeze at -6 to -8 degrees Celsius. Some saltwater organisms, as you can see here, are sharks, sea turtles, and rays and jawfish, many more. And saltwater organisms are catfish, chinchills, killfish, cyprinids, and many more. I will be talking about a freshwater animal called the sea turtle. The sea turtle is a very fast, slow swimmer, depending on if it is on land or ocean, but it's mostly a faster swimmer in the ocean. And this is how a healthy turtle looks compared to my next slide. So this is a turtle when it was been swimming in the ocean for a long period of time, and then it swam into a large amount of oil and got killed. So these are reptiles. They weigh 400 pounds and reach about 45 inches in length. Can swim to 20 miles per hour. There are 7 types. The heaviest is a black leather turtle. These are sharks. Each picture is a shark if one is healthy and one is not. So if a shark gets hurt by oil inside its body, it can't do anything except die pretty much. So yeah. Some shark facts are: the biggest shark is the whale shark. It is 15 meters in length or 50 feet. Yeah, and then the largest shark known was the Megalodon. Lived between 25 million to 1.6 years ago. Grew up to 40 feet, 12 meters. The smallest shark is a dwarf lanterfish. Grew up to 8 inches. So what I do to the environment. Right now, and still maybe going, I've taken up 2 football fields every 6 months with garbage in length. So that is pretty much 4 fields a year. If everybody was like to live like me, we would need at least 2.3 Earths for every second person in the world. Half of the food I eat is mostly packaged, that is why. What do I put down the drain? I tried this experiment while brushing my teeth. For me, if the tap was on, I would take up 2 liter bottles of 7-Up or Pepsi if the tap wasn't on if the tap was on all the time. If it wasn't on, I'd take up about half a liter of the cup. How much oil I use every month. The amount of oil I use every 2 weeks, it's 45 liters. When it's completely all the way down. If it's halfway, it's 25 liters. I use about 70 liters on gas every month on my car. And my car is tiny compared to other cars. How much electricity? Every day I use my computers for about 5 hours. The total amount is 35 hours a week. So I watch TV for 3 hours a day. So in about a total, I watch 21 hours of TV every day. What happens to my electronics and cans? Every time I'm done with any type of battery, I usually just put in a plastic bag and recycle them wherever I can find. I don't throw them in the garbage because it could radiate the land that it is on. Similarly, with bottles, I like to have 3 bags full of cans and bottles, and I recycle them when it helps the environment. Packaged food. Half the food I eat is packaged, like rice, flours, cookies, and etc. The unpackaged stuff I eat is pretty much any vegetable and fruit that I can get my hands on. My promises. My first promise is I will try to influence the people in my neighborhood to get them into the habit of reducing, reusing, and recycling whatever they can, wherever they are. Also to respect the environment because we only have one Earth to live on, so why don't we make it count and try to save it instead of making it a big huge garbage ball. My second promise is to educate people on how important it is to keep this earth from being destroyed by toxic chemicals from all the garbage we throw away. Like, if you have a plastic bag that you throw away, well, you don't know this, but the plastic bags do not expire, and they do not like waste away like other styrofoam cups. It never goes away, so watch when you throw it away. My third promise is to reduce the amount of earth that I take up and how many football fields I take up with the garbage. So instead of wasting 4 football fields a year, I will lower my carbon footprint down to at least 1 or 1.5 football fields per year. And as you can see in my sign here, the earth is not a garbage. My fourth promise is to lower the amount of gas used every month by at least 5 to 10%, and to reduce it further by walking or riding a bike to school. Well, as you can see in my other pictures as well, the V-Power at the Shell things, there are 3 different types of buttons. It doesn't matter what button you use, either the last button on there will actually give you more liters, but it will cost a lot more. So it's actually worth the money to save the environment. My final promise is that I will lower the amount of packaged food I tend to eat a lot, like etc. cookies, chips, ice cream sandwiches, or any type of ice cream out there. So I won't eat as much and throw it away. And thank you for watching my presentation. If you would like to contact me and know what I can improve, just contact me here. So thank you for watching.